Hey, welcome back, y'all. I feel like it's been a minute. I had another video I was making, but honestly, it's like kind of ass, and so I didn't feel like dropping it. But I might at some point. I don't know. I'm still working on it. I'll figure it out. But in the meantime, I feel like people have been talking about our girl, saying that maybe in arenas. I'm not the only one saying this, by the way. Like people, esteemed professionals such as Noko, have said that Rampart might be S tier. All right, whether you think that's dubious conjecture or not, right? She's pretty popular lately. Now, I've been playing a couple of Rampart Dittos, like Rampart v Rampart, which is crazy to me. Like I never thought that would be happening regularly, but like here we are. 2021 Rampart Dittos are a thing. And so we're gonna win them. We're gonna talk about winning Rampart Dittos. That's the game today. So honestly, it kind of reminds me of the like Symmetra v Symmetra Dittos or Torbjorn v Torbjorn from Overwatch, right? Where like you have a setup and you want to be early and like the defense kind of has an advantage because they got to use their abilities first and stuff. And I feel like a lot of that stuff still applies to Rampart, which like, hey, what up on Jolly? So in the Gibby Ditto that has dominated Apex for the last like 9 seasons since whenever Watson was meta, like back in a long time ago. The Gibby Ditto relies on like you placing your bubble second, right? Like you want to wait for them to waste theirs so that you can push them, and then you'll have yours whenever you actually need it. But Rampart is like the opposite, right? So she's the setup character. She needs to be first. And I mean, like, I'll literally be like, yo, stop disrespecting me if you put a wall up in front of my wall. Like, if my wall's up first, I'm going to kill your wall every time, bro. Don't even try. Don't waste your shit. Yeah, like, if you set up your wall after me, you're going to have a harder time setting up. So, the first wall is really important. And if you can't get that first wall, it's really, you got to find somewhere to put yours so that you have an advantage at some point. Like, you have to find somewhere that's safer and, like, maybe a more recessive position to drop your wall. And I mean, you don't always need them, but like if you don't have the wall up, you're not really getting a lot of value out of Rampart. And that's value that your enemy is getting, But if you're really screwed on that, Sheila can change that differential a lot. Like, it's expensive in arenas. You can't drop it every fight. It costs you 300 points or whatever. But if you're at a strict disadvantage with your wall placement, maybe your teammates aren't able to help you as much with that because they're getting resources or getting health or something, you can drop Sheila, and you can always win the wall fight with Sheila. But you might get sniped off for it, depending on how much teamwork they're going through, So I'm not going to say Sheila's crucial, but it can help out if you're screwed, and you get to keep it through rounds. So pick it up when you can. Keep it in your back pocket, Might be useful to pull it out on someone later. Like, especially if it's a map with doors, too. So I think arenas has been out long enough for us to understand that getting a ring is so crucial. And being a defense legend, the ring is like everything. Like, if you can use the ring to your advantage, you will usually win with Rampart. And so that in the Ditto, both Ramparts will generally be fighting over the same exact thing because everyone can make the same calculations and be like, oh, this high ground is going to be in the ring later. And because of that, it's always just like this race between Ramparts to get to that spot, And I feel like as the meta evolves and stuff, we'll see Ramparts backing up a little bit and trying to get the angle on the angle so that they can prepare for that fight. And I don't know. I don't know where we're at with it yet. But generally speaking, the ring is crucial. You don't want to be the ring to push you into the enemy Rampart setup. And yeah. Basically, that early fight is everything because you will get the big advantage, force the enemy Rampart to take the recessive spot, or be forced to take the recessive spot on your end. Playing ring, it's crucial for everyone, but it's even more crucial for Rampart. And like in a lot of fights in arenas, you'll get in fights over like the resources, the health box, or the supplies. But with Ramparts, you will often get in fights just over a hillside. Or just over a rock. Alright, so if y'all have been here for a minute, y'all know I love modded loader. I don't want to hear none of y'all's hating ass comments about how modded loader is so situational or so niche or whatever. Shut up. Modded loader, best passive in the whole game. I don't even care about jump jets. I don't care about auto health regen. I don't care about shield regen. Modded loader. So LMGs are really good for your wall health. The point of modded loader is just to keep your bullet stream alive. And with the L-Star, for example, you never ever have to stop shooting it. You never have to reload. You can just keep popping off to protect your walls, and nobody can set up in front of you. This is why the first setup is so important, is because if they have an L-Star, you never get like a free moment to break their walls. You have to take fire to break their walls. And this is true with every LMG. Like, you can do this with Devo, you can do this with Spitfire, but it's better with the L-Star just because you actually don't have to reload it. Like, it doesn't run out. On top of that though, LMGs get a big clip and a lot of damage. And so if someone does put the wall up before you, you actually have an answer to it. It's not just like, oh, I guess I lose because they got there first. You know, you can actually do enough damage to the walls with the LMGs that it's still a fair fight, even if you don't have preparation. You are going to have to be a little squirrelier, but, you know, it's not the worst. But if LMGs aren't working for you, or maybe your teammates don't want to pick them up, charge rifle, for one, takes down walls in 2 shots. Or like the see-through part, you know? So, takes down the protection in 2 shots, which is huge. Definitely recommend, if your teammates don't want to use an LMG, they can use charge rifle to the same effect. And of course, you know, flanking the walls is always an option. It might be part of the plan, but it can work sometimes, at least to free up some space to make a new bit of suppression. And a big thing, if you're in the Rampart Ditto, obviously you don't know this before you get in the Rampart Ditto, so like I can't say that like you should pick this character with Rampart, especially because like in arenas a lot of people aren't playing with a teammate, they're just hopping in solo queue. But if your teammate is Octane or Pathfinder, or Valkyrie, I guess, you can get a very strong early setup that is completely uncontested because of the jump pad or the zipline or whatever. That's huge. It's not I don't see this all the time, but like I've definitely had a Valkyrie jump me and I'm just like completely like I didn't get to my spot. I didn't get to prepare. So like if you did that with a Rampart, you would be in an unstoppable position, you know? Like, how do you challenge that? I also just want to mention that there's a glitch right now where if your wall gets shot even a little bit, you're not allowed to pick it back up, which makes you way more flankable. And like, I know that if you're playing Rampart in arenas, you've seen this happen. You've already dealt with this. But if you see another Rampart and you just shoot her walls once, she won't be able to take them back at all. So like if you flank her, you'll be able to take her walls from her, which is kind of broken, and it's definitely a glitch. So hopefully they patch it soon. But like, while it's still a glitch in the game, that's a thing you can do. And I don't know, in the future, I'll probably make like a more specific like countering Rampart video if she stays meta, you know? But in the meantime, I think this will do. Hopefully it helps dealing with some other Ramparts in the Dittos. And hopefully I'll see y'all doing that against me this week. Making these Dittos a little harder for me, you feel me? I'm gonna go behind this Rampart and I'm gonna set up behind her when she sets up, and it's gonna be funny.
I have gathered material.
Got one here looks scared. I don't blame him. Got one here looks scared.
Alright, I kind of threw, if I'm being honest.